We had us a week off. We had a week off with pay, guys, with pay. We got the same salary we always get.
As you know,
they jumping in now.
You know, I had to clean up, Coach. I had to clean up.
Hey, it's not often that we get a Hall of Famer on the show, man.
That's right. That's right.
Not every day we get a Hall of Famer. Oh, with no further ado, I'd like to welcome everybody to HBCU Coaches Corner. I'm your host, Rocky, along with my co-host, the Rattler himself, none other than Dr. Detective Stephen Campbell. And our featured host, the swag legend himself. And on one fall night in Mississippi Valley, threw 6 touchdowns in an attempt to take down Willie Satellite Totten and Jerry Rice, but it's been verified they came up a little short that night, but we will have the story validated tonight. It will not just be a long, tall tale or urban legend. We're gonna get the story validated by somebody who was there. But with no further ado, our featured host, my man Johnnie Cole.
What's up, man? First, I want to tell you guys I miss you. We took off last week. I know Mama had to go on a trip to the cruise, and Campbell had to go raise some funds and some money, and you know, I had to go and visit my little son as well. He had a play in the Dallas area, Cinderella, and yeah, he wasn't Cinderella. It was a part. You know, but you know, it was a great show, and you know, anytime you get a chance to spend some time with your kids, man, it's always special.
Was he the prince?
Yeah, he was close to it, Coach. You know, they just didn't know it yet. He was the young prince. You know, so they, you know, when he get a little older in the school, it's the first year in this theatric school. You know, he will be the prince of some show. He's been in several shows before, so. We looking for good things out of it. But just talking about the king and the prince and Hall of Famers, man, tonight, you know, this is special to my heart, you know, and because I had the opportunity to grow up with this young man in college and see him grow and see him take nothing and make it out of a something. And just he needed opportunity. A lot of times, you know, and he's good for young kids, you know, to chase their dreams. You know, don't worry about how size you are or what you have or what you don't have. You know, one thing he always say, works beat talent all day long. And I believe in that. You know, as a coach, I always say a good program beats talent as well. So, you know, the guy we introduced with, we've been knowing each other now over 40 years. We've in contact. Tonight we also gonna have some special guests on because he's now ready to be inducted into the Golden Triangle Hall of Fame, which have produced guys like Jerry Rice and like Jerry Ball and those greats, you know, coming out of that Golden Triangle, which is Port Arthur and Beaumont, down in that area. So with no further ado, what I want to do is, and what we will do is play a little tape so you guys are knowing, because sometimes these guys go unknown. He's a HBCU guy. He's a college graduate. He just got inducted into the Texas Southern Athletic Hall of Fame this past year. My man, Donald Narcisse.
All right. Hey, Miss. First off, I want to thank you for being on, Don. It was, you know, I had an opportunity to do my research and find out who you are, and I ran across something that I really like to share with the people here that are watching tonight. So I'm gonna step away for a second just so we can watch this clip of video of kind of introducing who you are and what you did and how significant you are not only in HBCU football history, but the history of Canadian football. All right, hold on.
Yeah, we gotta get that right, Cole. We gotta get that right. But anyway, why he get that, Coach Donald? Because I asked him to show that because it tells the man that you are. But
Can you guys hear it now? Hold on, let me check.
It's this low. No, I hear the background. You hear
What is that?
Campbell? Do you hear it?
No.
Y'all don't hear any of it?
Nope.
Hold on.
All right, we're gonna withdraw some of your pay. 5 minutes off the.
Rocky, this is the same link that you got from the chat. Is that the same link?
Unless Donald could send it to you.
Can y'all hear any sound?
No. Is that the same link that you have in the chat? You say yes?
Yes.
All right, let me see something. Let me try it on my end.
Sorry about that, guys. I can hear it, but whatever.
All right, Rocky, let me try a screen share. Let me see if I can do it, okay?
Okay, sure.
Let's see here. All right.
We make sure we cut this off.
Let's see.
Can't hear it. Oh. My brother's playing.
Can you guys hear that?
You can't hear it.
I mean, add it to the stage.
Yeah, yeah.
Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Yeah. You want to just start from back?
To have success, you need a dream. It was always my dream to play professional football. But without $40, I wouldn't be where I'm at today.
Austin straight back to pass, looking down the sidelines, finds Narcisse. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10. He's taking it home. Touchdown, Narcisse. It's third and 10. And he blows it up. Underneath it. Touchdown. Narcisse.
Want me to sit right here?
Don Narcisse, scene one, take one.
My dream as a kid, I looked up to, his name was Lynn Swan. In the neighborhood, I would go out and play football in the street with a lot of guys. And, I changed my name to his name. They started calling me Don Swan. I was the guy that I can catch the football, but I wasn't that fast. Wasn't that tall, but I can always make the one-handed catches just like my idol, Lynn Swan. When I was coming out of high school, nobody wanted to give me a scholarship. They thought I was a little too small and I wasn't fast enough. And you never know when you're putting in some work that from afar, somebody would give a good word in for you. Coach Williams put a good word in for me. He told the recruiter, he said, hey, this guy is a hard worker. He's always on time. And he can catch a BB in the dark. And that's how I got my scholarship. I played at Texas Southern University for 4 years, and I became one of the all-time leading receivers at Texas Southern University. We always have guys that's coming back to give the younger guys knowledge about professional football. There was one guy named James West. He brought this guy over named James Murphy. And the one thing they said about James Murphy, he said that he had caught 100 passes in the CFL and he led the league. And I was looking at him like, man, if he caught 100 passes, I know I can catch 100 passes. Well, it was this guy that played for this team called the Saskatchewan Roughriders. His name was Harold Smith. And he came over and he was like, hey, man, Saskatchewan Roughriders are having a football camp in Shreveport, Louisiana. He said, you might want to go. So what I did, I called my mom, got on the phone, I called her collect, and I was like, hey, Mom, this guy named Harold said that the Saskatchewan Roughriders are having a football camp. So my mom was like, well, Donald, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you $40, and I want you to give Harold 20, and you keep 20 for yourself. Next thing you know, I got a chance to go to that football camp. So we showed up, we got there at about 2 o'clock in the morning. We woke up that morning and the coaches were talking to Harold and they thought I was his little brother just hanging out with him. They never thought I was the guy that was going to go try out for the football team. You know, I get out there and started working out and Harold is a quarterback. So I had already been practicing with him. And then next thing you know, coach was like, Harold, who in the heck is this guy from Texas Southern University? He's like, yeah, man, that's Don Narcisse, man. And I was like, wow. Nobody knew who I was. At that time, I was 5'7", 165 pounds, but nobody can stop me. Nobody was able to cover me at the football camp. And I still remember going to Coach Greger and I was like, hey, do you all need any receivers? He's like, no, but we need you. And I was like, man. I never had that feeling in my life when somebody wants you. Coming out of college, all I wanted to do is play professional football. And right then and there, I was like, hey, I want to go to the Saskatchewan Roughriders. But when it came time to sign, they had this team by the name of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers had my neg list rights. And I was like, man, I don't want to sign with them because they already have James Murphy, the guy that I met before, and some other receivers. So I decided not to sign with the Blue Bombers, and I decided to sign with the St. Louis Cardinals. Nobody knew who I was when I showed up there. It was 13 receivers that they brought in. Got a chance to play in preseason games. Got a chance to make it to the last cut. I still remember it was 10 guys that they had to let go. And at 10 o'clock at night, I seen on the news that I was one of the 10. And the first person I called was my mom. And I was crying and she was like, baby, you know, when one door closed, another one will open up for you. I had never been cut in my life. I went to the stadium the next day and got a chance to talk to the head coach. And he gave the little speech like, hey, just because you didn't make it here, you can make it somewhere else. So the receiver coach pulled me in the back room in the locker room and he was like, hey, Don, you didn't do anything wrong. I started crying. I was like, man, why y'all cut me? And he's like, man, it's just a numbers game. But, you know, if anything else happened, we'll try to bring you back. And he said, by the way, it's this team called the Saskatchewan Roughriders keep calling here and they want you to come down, but we don't think you should go. And I was like, man, I'm saying to myself, I was like, yeah, y'all just cut me and y'all don't want me to go? And next thing you know, it was this guy named Dan Rambo. I called him and he's like, hey, we have a flight waiting for you. And I was like, man, I'm catching that flight. I had called my mom and I was like, hey, Mom, I called her collect again. And I was like, Mom, I said, Mom, I'm going to this place called Regina, Saskatchewan. And she was like, baby, where is that? And I was like, Mom, I don't know where it is either. I get to the stadium and Brandon was like, hey, they want you to practice. I was like, man. So right then and there, I went out there and I had my uniform on and they stopped practice and they put 10 guys. They kept 10 defensive backs. They stopped practice and they say, Don, we want you to run 10 routes. So my first route was a hook, and that was my favorite route. And I beat this guy up. And out of the 10 routes I ran, I caught 9 out of 10. I went back into the locker room, and they had this other guy that was number 80. They cut him that same day and gave me number 80. And I was like, wow, if they can do that to him, they could do that to me one day. And I looked at that moment. I was like, man, you always got to be prepared. You never know when your dream going to come true or when you going to get tested. And I got tested right away.
Hey, we're going to wrap it up right there. I put the link to the entire video at the beginning of this broadcast. Man, it's a very inspirational video. Mr. Narcisse is doing some tremendous things in the community through football. And I suggest you guys go at some point and watch the entire video. It's it gets, like I say, that first part of the video, I think, is so inspirational. That kind of tells your story. I know Coach Cole knows you quite well, Don, but for the people that don't know you, who is Donald Narcisse?
Just a little kid that hold on, man, I'm trying to get my tears right now. Every time I look at the video, I cry.
That's all right, sir.
That means you're human, man.
Okay.
And it meant something to you. What you were able to accomplish meant something to you, and that's inspirational.
Man, just a little kid growing up, went to Port Arthur, Texas. I'm from Port Arthur, Texas, man. Growing up, my mom didn't want me to play any sports, and because I had a heart murmur and I had asthma. And she never wanted me to play any football. And then my junior year, she let me go ahead and try out for the football team. I made the football team. Next thing you know, look at me now, man. I'm like, wow. Went through all of this, man. My mom was so proud of me. It's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how, I don't know if you know the story of the $40. I have a book that's coming out. It's $40 that my mama gave me to go to the football camp. And with those $40, man, I'm a 5-time Hall of Famer, all-time lead receiver in the CFL, 7 consecutive 1,000 yards. I had the record. I caught one pass in every game that I played. I played in 216 games. I caught at least one pass. I broke the record. It was 137. I did all the little small things. When they said hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, that was me. Because I always was prepared. I always did the small things. And as you can see in that video, man, it's unbelievable, man. To watch that video, it's
what I want to ask you again. We specialize and have an HBCU audience. And after this question, I'm gonna throw it to Campbell, and then we're gonna let you and Coach Cole cut up for a minute.
Hey, did that call come in?
Yeah. The call is in. You need to bring it in.
Yes, sir. We need to bring it in.
Call you live on HBCU Coaches Corner.
Because Rocky, he's part of the reason about the $40.
Caller, you're live on the air.
Okay, sounds good. How's everybody doing?
Good.
That's Harold Smith.
Well, I don't know who you are, but you surely made Mr. Narcisse smile as soon as he heard your voice. He went from crying to laughing.
Well, yes. Hey, Narcisse and I go a long ways back. Johnnie Cole and myself as well. We go a long ways back. These guys were definitely a bright spot in my life coming through too. Just meeting them for the first time at Texas Southern University. So, and we've been friends ever since.
Harold Smith was the quarterback at Texas Southern when we got there, the starting quarterback.
Oh, okay.
And so happened he had me as his roommate. So that was the part. He's the part of the 40 story that Donald was talking about. He was the one that his mom said, "Okay, you take 20 and give Harold Smith 20." And so I called him, Donald, to to surprise you as well. He took out his day as well as you did. And Harold, can you tell us about the story a little bit, you and Don? The 40?
Well, yes. We had worked out quite a bit during the off season, and it was an off season for me. And Don was coming out of school, and we had been working out. And I asked, the general manager called me, Bill Quinter, and the head coach had called me and asked me to come down and to a free agent camp in Shreveport. And I asked Donald, I said, Donald, I got to go to Shreveport next weekend. Do you want to ride with me? I said, I'm going to a free agent camp. I say, and it'd probably be good for you to work out for these guys because you never know. And that's kind of how it went. His mom gave him $40, give me $20 for gas. And it's just a beautiful story in terms of we got there. They thought he was like my little brother and that he was just down there hanging out with me.
Yeah.
Until he started running routes.
And he was doing them, huh, Coach?
Man, he was. Hey, we had already had a rapport with each other. So, everything I threw to him, he caught. Everything the other quarterbacks that were at the camp threw to him, he caught too. So he really blossomed at that time and kind of caught those guys' eyes, especially Dan Rambo and Bill Quinter.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this here, Harold. Now I don't know who threw. I was looking on the TSU archives, and I saw that he caught 80 passes in a season, maybe 88, or maybe that's it. Yeah. Who threw him those 80 passes? I just want to know, was it you or was it Johnnie Cole?
Johnnie Cole threw him those because Johnny had the opportunity to play with him and Daryl Colbert. I had the opportunity only to play with Daryl Colbert because I was a senior and those guys were freshmen.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I didn't miss the whole deal. I got a chance to work out with him in the off season.
And let me ask you this: guys that were back then that were coming from HBCUs, and you went to these free agent camps. Did you guys show up with something to prove, or something like that, or was there a stigma tied to guys who played for HBCUs back then? What was the mindset of an HBCU player?
We had to carry the torch because we were following guys like Doug Williams, Mike Williams, and those guys. So, they set the tone for HBCUs for his quarterbacks. Steve McNair and those guys, man, it was just the Satellite and I came out of, which is Willie Totten. I call him Satellite today.
Out of Mississippi.
He came out of Mississippi Valley, him and Jerry Rice. And, myself coming out of Texas Southern.
Yeah, and Mr. Campbell and Rocky, we would have NFL trials at Texas Southern. Not U of H, not Baylor, not Texas A&M, at Texas Southern. We would have at that time, I think it was 30 teams come to see. All the athletes would come there. All the athletes, all 30 teams, Coach, would come to Texas Southern and see. And I think they broke all that up. After a while, you had to just work out at your own facility. But Texas Southern was the hub for all the athletes in the tryout.
Yeah. They had Killebrew came and worked out, Richard Dent. All those guys came to Texas Southern and go through a workout.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, Mr. Smith. Did you foresee Don Narcisse becoming what he ultimately became as a football player?
Well, just based on looking back at it from the way his work ethic was, he did a lot of the little things that people talk about in terms of wanting to be great. And then watching guys like Jerry Rice go through certain situations coming out of Mississippi Valley, and Don Narcisse coming out of Texas Southern, man, it was just their work ethic. You know, it was just something ingrained in those guys, man, that never gave up. They never stopped working.
Yeah. Hey, Coach Cole, we have another caller on the line. Do you want it now or you want it later?
Yeah, Don, we're gonna let you talk, but I made some calls and I wanted to get some guys just to let you know how special you are, not only to me, but to all those guys that we went. Yeah, can you bring the next guy on?
He's
and
on.
The next guy
caller with the last 49910. You're live on HBCU Coaches Corner.
Well, thank you so much, Big Don. This is Rudy Johnson, my brother. Man, I am so proud of you. You deserve everything that you have coming to you and more. And there are just three things I want to say, and I want to kind of hear from you, Don. Number one, brother, I'm not surprised. If they had asked me if I was surprised, the answer is no. And here's why. I saw you every day in practice. The best catches you made were in practice, brother. And I knew it was a matter of time and windows of opportunity. So that's number one. I was not surprised that you became the Hall of Famer that you are. You were special. Number two, I just want to say, coming through Texas Southern, HBCU life, it prepares you for the real world. And so when you got to the Canadian Football League, you were probably hungrier than a lot of those other athletes who hadn't tasted the HBCU life. You had something to live for. You had something to play for, and it showed. And then finally, we matriculating from HBCUs, we were destined to be great in whatever we did, whether it was football, off the field, professionally, whatever it is that we did as individuals to earn a living, we were going to be great at. And so with all of that, man, I just take my hat off to you. I celebrate you, and Godspeed, my brother.
Yeah. And that's Rudy Johnson, who also played in our backfield. He kind of put everything together. Now he's a CEO out in San Diego, and he's been on the show before. So I just want to make sure everybody know who he was. He was a part of our tandem, But go ahead, Donald. He threw three things at you.
Man, I didn't know y'all was gonna try to do this to me, man. God, man.
Man, I know, man. You deserve this, Coach. And Donald, this is one way I started this page, and the two gentlemen with me is sharing my dream, and I'm able to share my dream with you. And whenever you're ready, man. Look, we here. And our people are here. We got a following, and sometimes people just don't know our superstars, guys. This is a HBCU superstar, Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? 216 catches in every game this man played. This is better than any NFL wide receiver, any USFL wide receiver, any XFL wide receiver. Right here from HBCU school, Coach. You know what I mean? This is our Walter Payton. This is our Jerry Rice. You know what I mean? So I get it, man. So I kind of went all out, Don, to
you definitely did, man. I really appreciate it. Rudy, thank you so much, Rudy. But
oh man, love you, boy, love you.
Yeah, thank you. Harold, man.
Yes, sir.
I really appreciate you, man. Well, my mama used to send me $20 every month. And I used to go to Frenchie's, buy me a Campbell special, And I used to always save my $20. And when she sent me those $40 to give Howard 20 to go to that football camp, man, it's unbelievable, man. Those $40 went a long way, man.
Hey,
And
13 years.
yeah, 13 years, man. And you know what? And you know, you never know who's gonna bless you. And it's so many guys I can tell you that I came across, man, that blessed me to get to where I'm at right now. So it's unbelievable, man. I didn't know this is a setup, Cole.
So you know, we want to continue to give God honor, glory, and praise, man, because all you gentlemen that's on here talking and listening, we just know we can't be God given, you know.
Oh, man.
Absolutely. Amen.
Yeah. But Moon.
Well, I mean, this is a great moment that we're sharing in front of you. This is a moment that four friends who played together a number of years ago that they're sharing, they're celebrating a friend. This is a really authentic moment that we're having right now in front of the camera. And I want to ask somebody who's also an HBCU historian. You know, Campbell, when you get together with your classmates, do y'all cry like this?
Listen, man. You know, not only do we cry like that, we laugh like that. And I'm gonna tell you something, Mr. Narcisse. What you talk about, we always gotta give praise to our mothers, because our mothers are always the first one to invest with us. And I'm just gonna say something real small. When you said your mama sent $20, my granddaddy graduated Jackson College in 1938. She didn't have $20. His mama would mail him salt, pork, and biscuits in the mail so he could eat. So that was that same $20. So I understand when mama sent you that $20 to invest in you, how important that was, because she knew that that money was never going to be wasted.
Yeah.
She knew when you got on that highway with your friend, that was not a wasted trip. So you look at that $40, that $40 is times 1,000 now, just because of that. So that's what's so great about when they say we were never born with a silver spoon in our mouth on third base. We had to create the base or make our own spoon. So just to hear that story, also, you know, we have a lot of young people here, and we got another crew. They're doing basically some look back at some of the players. But they said, Mr. Campbell, we can't do the old guys. We ain't never seen them. But that's the reason why we had this show, so they can see. Right. Because before these guys that they saw on the internet, there was no internet. There was a darn Narcisse that was setting records. So that's why I'm so glad that we're able to have this opportunity. And for me to sit back and, you know, and look. And again, as you know, the Canadian Football League, for many of our players, was a great opportunity to allow them to keep playing. And look at yourself. So, you know, I just want to tell you how much I respect the fact that you understand. And like you said, I think you said you're writing a book. But what $40 really means is not the $40. It's the investment of the $40 to you and your friend.
Okay. You know, I'm afraid to do this.
Coming in.
I'm afraid to do this. We got another caller with the last 4543. And I'm gonna ask you, caller, please don't make Mr. Narcisse cry. He's our guest, and we want him to come back on the show one day. So please don't make him cry.
I don't know, Coach. I'm his roommate, so if anybody can make him cry, I definitely can make him cry. This is Leonard Moon. I played with Coach Cole and Rudolph Johnson and Harold and Darwin and I were roommates at Jones Hall. And he's like a brother to me. I love him. We met each other at 17. He was from Port Arthur. I was a local boy from JKH right here in Houston. And the funny story, when we first showed up, and they, you know, we had our first workout, Donald, everybody thought Donald was the trainer. Because a couple of us had already been working out in the summertime, and Donald hadn't made to Houston yet. So when we first showed up, we can play. He did that. I just assumed he was a trainer, but until we started running routes and catching the football, we quickly realized that, this guy here is the real deal. And he and I, we blossomed as roommates. We still talk every week. He's the godfather of my son. I'm the godfather of his firstborn. And I got a chance to go up and play a season with him up in Saskatchewan. He did the same thing that Harold did to him. He called me and said, hey, they're having a trial in Shreveport. You need to go up. And he and I drove up. They signed me on the spot. And then he and I drove, took us 2 days to get to Canada, loaded up the car, and drove to Canada. So it's just, I have a lot of fun memories with that boy. Taught him how to swim in Canada. He almost drowned.
You guys see, I had Leonard. I got
What's that, Coach?
I said it wasn't me that had the most success. It's because I had a great team and a tandem around me. Donald Hall of Famer, Daryl Colbert, he hadn't called yet. Him and Donald, y'all kept a dual record for almost 25 years. Daryl Colbert. And then Leonard was on the other side. And then Rudy was in the backfield. Rudy could jump from fullback to slot receiver to tailback and quarterback at times when the coach got mad at me and took me out. So we had a bunch of good guys around me. So Don, you got this show is about you now. Damn it, you got to wipe it off.
Hey, Leonard Moon. Hey man, I really appreciate I really appreciate you. And just like last year, I got a chance to go to your mom's house, and I sat down with them and I thanked them. Because I used to be able to go to your house without you being there, and your mom and dad used to always look out for me, man. Y'all fed me. They knew I was away from home, and man, I got a chance to go and thank them again for giving me that blessing. Without them, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So, but Leonard Moon,
you're a brother, man. We with your kid.
Yeah, I love you, man. I'm like, yeah, man. Your mom and dad, man. Shit, they let me come with there. I used to wash my clothes, man. I was away from home and stuff like that, man. Man, it's amazing just having friends like. Man, I ain't know y'all gonna do all this to me, man. I wasn't ready for this.
Go and call in, and then I'm gonna text you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they set you up, Don. They set you up. I was not a part of it in any way. You can imagine who the orchestrator was, but it's a beautiful thing, Don, to see the genuine connection that all you men have with one another. Man, it's just men loving one another and being connected with each other. And Mr. Campbell, we don't get to see that enough, do we, in society?
Well, no, and that's the problem, because for some reason we have been told that we can't tell that we love each other and support each other. And the thing about it, what I see, and Rocky and Coach is going, and all the people that's on this phone and Don, see, Rocky, this is what the HBCU experience is all about. These brothers been knowing each other since they 17 years old. Okay, yeah. Do you understand? These brothers have been there through life, birth of children, marriages, and unfortunately or fortunately, supporting when we've lost a parent. So through thick and thin, you do not get that. And this is no disrespect, I understand. But there is something different when you walk on a campus, any HBCU, you have a brother and sister for life, no matter what. And Don knows that if he needed $40, them guys on the phone would give it to him right
now. That's right.
Do you guys, even though you guys didn't go to FAMU or Jackson State, do you guys agree with Mr. Campbell? Is that something that's universal, you think, amongst HBCU alumni?
I believe so.
I want to think so. This is Rudy. I want to think so, but let me just say, we had something special, and I'm just going to be honest. I mean, you talk about, lifelong friends. We're into our grandkids now. We keep up with each other's grandkids. We talk about how our family is doing. We talk about how our kids are doing. That's deeper than just being former teammates. That's being brothers. We molded our relationship into brotherhood. We are not blood brothers, but we are brothers in every respect. And so this is deeper than just celebrating our brother. This is raising him up and saying, grab what's yours, Don. You worked for it, you earned it. And we are so proud of you, my brother, because you represent who we are.
Wow.
We have Paul, Coach.
I just want to piggyback on that.
We got the same callers. Mr.
I want to piggyback on that, man. Yeah, I just want to piggyback on that because I think it's important that we give our guys their flowers while they're here. You know what I mean? And I think it's important that we continue to uplift and give these guys all the praises that we can give them while they're here, because I think it's really important as black men that we continue to support each other.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good. You got another call coming in?
No, we only have those same gentlemen on the line. But I know from just observing this, guys, this is truly touching to watch. This is really something special to watch, man. And I hope our viewers are enjoying seeing this connection and bond that you guys express in real time, because this is five men who've impacted each other's lives in a profound way, and they all obviously have great love and respect for one another. Each man is successful in his own right, whether it be Donald Narcisse, Rudy, Earl, Mr. Moon. You guys are all, and of course, the legend himself, SWAC Coach of the Year and the SIAC Coach of the Year, Johnnie Cole. You guys are all successful in your own respects. And I'll just ask you, all you guys, do you guys think that y'all fed off of each other's success as y'all aged, matured, and grew as men?
I would say no question, because we all support each other. We've always been around each other. I think it's very important that we continue to celebrate each other.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll agree with that.
Yes. Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. And here's a part of the story that wasn't really talked about. And I'm going to speak for Don because I know he's choked up. I know the kind of man he is. He pays it forward. So all the blessings that each of us have experienced in life, we turn around and pay it forward. We work with the next generation, the bridge builders coming behind us. Don's a very big part of that, not only in Port Arthur, but in Houston, all over the country, up in Canada. And God blesses you when you give it back and pay it forward. And so I do want to acknowledge the fact that we don't just rest on our laurels. We're about giving back to the communities that we come from. And so that's what I appreciate about these brothers.
Yeah. One of the things, too, we've always supported each other. No matter when Don was throwing his football camp for the community of Regina, we all flew up there. When Rudy Johnson threw his pros and coaches in San Diego, we all flew out there. When their kids were able to come out in football, I was in a position to recruit them and bring them in to, play for me. So we so entwined, and it's all because of HBCU. It's all because of Texas Southern, giving all of us opportunity when we only had one. I had one scholarship, Dello had one, Rudy had one. So, we all won together, so we were very, very hungry. You know what I mean? We came up there with a lot of, maybe we didn't have the size, but we had the heart. And I guess it was just a great combination, that came together. All the stars matched up, man, and we and all the way up until we start getting the starting nine. Don and Durrell was ahead of us. Moon then came in there, and then all of a sudden, then me, then Rudy, then all of us was on the field at one time.
Well, Coach, let me ask these guys this question. Because you at one point was at the helm of the TSU program, football program. And you guys were, I'm not saying your team was, but you've admitted that TSU is a perennial losing program. It was a perennial losing program. But you guys did have a season where you guys did go to get to the mountaintop. And I'll ask Don, Narcisse, Harold, Mr. Moon, and Rudy, were you guys surprised that Johnnie Cole was able to deliver the prize of a SWAC championship and play for a Black College National Championship when he was head coach? Did it surprise you guys at all? Or did you guys know it was going to happen once he took over?
Donald,
this is Rudy.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
Whoever wants to ask that question, answer it, they can.
Yeah, I was going to jump in. This is Rudy. Absolutely no surprise. And here's why. Number one, we came from pedigree, Lionel Taylor pedigree. I don't know if you all know our story, but Lionel Taylor was an offensive genius. We studied under his tutelage. Johnnie Cole mastered the Lionel Taylor way and then put his own spin on it. So it was just a matter of time before he elevated the team to a level of champion. And if you have a decent defense around you and you're putting 30, 40 points per game on the board, the result of that is going to be success. So that piece did not surprise me at all. And then Johnny is a survivor. He's a grinder. He matriculated from Texas Southern. He has skin in the game. And so when you have all these things and you're coaching for the school that you played for, then that's sweat equity involved. And so, I'm not surprised one bit that Johnny was very successful and he led our alma mater to a championship.
And I'll piggyback on that with you, Rudy. I think first and foremost, you can take it all the way back when we were playing at Texas Southern. We had more losing seasons than we had winning. But if you look at all of us, myself, Donald, Daryl, Johnny, Harold, we all came from winning programs in high school. All of us. And we used to play with a chip on our shoulder when we played at Jackson Station, the Grahams of the world. And we put points up on them. Valley, we went down and got the shit out with Jerry Rice. Now they beat us by a touchdown of 10 points. We just couldn't stop anybody. So then Johnny gets in the coaching, and he had won everywhere he had gone. So there was no doubt in our mind that when he got to Texas Southern, which was the parental job that he had been chasing, and he got there, that he was going to put a program together and win, and brought some of us along to coach with him. So, yeah, that was no surprise whatsoever when we got to the mountaintop.
But it's always a good feeling, to see these guys. And we also, Rocky, in the audience, that we get together every Super Bowl weekend. Not if we don't get together, we also have what we call our fathers and sons trip, and so we all get together and bring our sons up and actually enjoy seeing each other as well as seeing them. Even our sons are close, so it's just a great feeling, to be able to honor Don. I'm big on that, and we need to do a better job, Campbell, and that we need to do a better job of honoring our heroes. You know, and Don is a hero from Texas Southern, as well as representing the HBCU brand. And he's done that with first class. Don, are you ready yet? We need to know, man. We need to know the ingredients in the flavor that you had, and when you felt like, you know, I was at the mountaintop. Was it coming out of Texas Southern, or was it once you got into the Canadian Football League, you really knew that you had something?
I think coming out of TSU, that's where it all started. Got a chance to learn a lot. But when I got to Canada, I got to tell this story, man. When I got to Canada, it was unbelievable to be there. But I was staying at this house, man. This little kid used to always come knock on my door. And he was like, "Hey, man, today is my birthday." I said, "Well, man, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over there. I'm going to go to your house, go talk to your mom and stuff, and take you out for your birthday." So next thing you know, man, for 11 years, I stayed at their house.
Wow.
And I didn't pay no rent. It was like I was family. So I played for like maybe 6 years. I never told my mom about who I was staying with or nothing like that. So my mom was coming down because I was about to break the record of catching at least one pass in every game. The record was like at 137. I was about to hit it at 138. So my mom flew down, and then my mom met my Canadian mom, and she was white. And my mom started crying. My mom was like, "Donna Ray, you never told me that you were staying with a white family." And I was like, I never thought of it, you know. And man, that family, and without that family, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I stayed over there, man, for 11 years, my whole career, man. And they took care of me. I didn't have to pay no rent. I had family, man. And I still deal with them, man. I call my Canadian mom. I can't wait until Mother's Day because I'm going to send a nice video out to her, and just to thank her for what she's had done for me. And man, my mom was so proud of her, man. My mama started crying, and I was like, man, this is unbelievable. But you never know when you're gonna get your blessings. But you know, playing in the Canadian Football League, I'm glad I went to TSU because it gave me that drive. You get a lot of kids, "Hey man, I went to this big school." "Yeah, I went to TSU." And they look at me like, "Well, you went to TSU?" "Yeah, I went to TSU, man." Caught 919 passes, seven consecutive 1,000 yards in the season. I had the record for that. Caught one pass in every game that I played. I played in 216 games. I caught at least one pass every game that I played. The only guy that did that, I think, was Jerry Rice, and I think I got him beat. So it's unbelievable. But to have these friends, and you know, we all help each other out. It's unbelievable.
You know, Don, let me ask you a question. Were you able to win a Grey Cup while you were in your career?
Yes, in 1989. Yeah, I caught up. Yeah, 1989, we won the Grey Cup, and it was unbelievable, man, to be a champion.
548. Did you say 548?
Yeah, I got a chance to do it in 1989.
You know, who are the guys that threw you passes of note, if you want to recognize? Because you caught a lot of balls, man.
I caught a lot of balls. Let me tell you the best one. I was going to become the all-time lead receiver, and my quarterback was Steve Sarkisian.
Sark was your QB.
That was my QB. Yeah, he threw me the ball.
I can hear you.
Yeah. So it's unbelievable, man. Hold on 1 second.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he threw me catch 831. The record was 830, and yeah, man.
Let me ask you this: do you
Yeah,
see Sark having the kind of success he has had as a coach when you play with him?
yeah, he was. He didn't have a strong arm, but he was smart. Man, he was so smart, man. Um, but he knew how to utilize the field because the field was wider and longer and stuff like that. But by it being wider, he knew how to make the throws and man, he was just a great guy. He got the job done. Um, yeah, and it's unbelievable what he's doing now, man. It's great, man. Yeah, just to see him all the success that he's having.
Jesus.
I could talk to guys like Mr. Narcisse all day, man. I don't want to. Campbell, you may have some questions for him as well, as we, because I got lots of questions for him in regards to, who he played with, and also one of the things that I had a real good friend that played Canadian football, and he had a couple successful seasons. A guy named Wayne Walker. I don't know if you know Wayne, but Wayne played for Texas Tech and then played.
Oh, yeah, I know Wayne.
Yeah.
Oh, I can tell you about Wayne. He came to.
I know about Champagne Wayne too, so please.
Wayne was fast, man. Oh my goodness. We were playing the same position. And and I was like, man, this dude here. But I run a 4.65 40. He run like a 4.3. But in camp, all I'm telling myself is that he gonna pull his hamstring. He gonna pull it. And next thing you know, he pulled it. And I was like, oh, he can't, because I was able to, me personally, I'm gonna practice. I'm not gonna miss no practice. I'm not gonna get hurt. I'm not gonna pull a muscle because I'm not that fast. So when he pulled that, next thing you know, they flew him up out of there, man.
Wayne told me that it was Canadian football was much harder than any other football because he had played in the league and he played in college. He said Canadian football was so much more difficult mentally than any other type of football. And he said mainly because toward the end of the season, it would get so cold and you would have to catch that ball in that cold. And when you were talking about you called a pass in every game that you played, he says the ball would sometimes feel like an ice globe. How were you able to catch the ball in those conditions?
In college, my coach, Coach Taylor, he made sure that I didn't wear any gloves because gloves is where you don't feel the ball and stuff like that. So I was doing it with my hands for like maybe 2 years or 3 years out in the Canadian Football League. But then I had put I had some glass catching gloves. And what you do when it's real cold, you put Vaseline all over your body. Vaseline closes the pores where the wind can't blow in. So I just knew how to, be ready for the cold weather because sometimes.
Hey, can I put Coach Taylor? Can we put Coach Taylor on the three-way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, we got another caller on the line.
Is he in, Coach?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to mute you, Coach.
Okay, yeah.
Caller, you're live on the air. Go ahead, Coach. Hello? Don't look like you can hear me, Coach.
Yeah, I can hear you though.
Yeah.
Hear you. It's echoing. So I'm gonna do a three-way.
All right, get him on. Or you can send me the number and I'll call him. You can text me the number and I'll call him. Here we go. We got a caller now. Here we go. This may be him right here. Caller with the last four 4125. You're live on HBCU Coaches Corner. Hello, you're live. Hold on, let me. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not. I see the number, but for some reason I'm not getting any. He may have me on hold or something, because I can't hear him, because he's on the line. But yeah, man, and let me ask you this here. I have a lot of family that lives in Port Arthur and have lived in Port Arthur for probably 70, 80 years. My last name is Miller, Mr. Narcisse. Do you know any Millers in Port Arthur?
Miller. What high school did they go to? Did they go
I
to
think
Lake?
they went to all of them, but Bruce Miller, Mike Miller.
Yeah. Bruce Miller. Yeah.
That's my cousin right there. It's my first cousin.
Write that down.
Well, Mr. Narcisse, I tell you what. While we got this part, let me ask you a question. During your time, what other HBCU players were playing in the Canadian League that you could kind of talk about, that were kind of, doing some of the things that you were doing, kind of showing out and representing up there during your time?
We had this one guy. Hold on. I'm trying to think. It wasn't that many at the time. It wasn't that many guys from the SWAC.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. The only guys I would think of is somebody like James West. Seeing James West, man, that was unbelievable, man.
James wasn't. What position did he play?
He was a linebacker.
Okay.
He was a linebacker, but he was the real deal. Yeah, but he was something else. But yeah, James West was something else, man. He came from TSU.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Were you up there with guys like Doug Flutie and Damon Allen and those guys?
Yeah. Doug Flutie. Oh man, that dude was unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah, but Damon Allen was real good, man. Yeah. Damon Allen was something.
And for those of you all who don't know, Damon Allen is Marcus Allen's brother.
Yeah.
And let me ask you this, Mr. Narcisse, because this is very interesting. When you look up the history of the black quarterback, how big a role did the CFL play in legitimizing the black quarterback's ability to play the position, in your opinion?
Well, it wasn't really, it wasn't hard. It's not like they didn't want to have a black quarterback. It's like, man, they had so many black quarterbacks coming there. It's like, everybody was almost black for his quarterback. But if you was a quarterback coming from the SWAC, coming to the CFL was one of the best thing to go to do. So, because I got a chance to meet Warren Moon. Yeah, and he's a real nice guy, man. Yeah, he came down for a function because he's in the CFL Hall of Fame too. But he came down for a function, but he was like on point, man. Just a real nice guy.
Hey, we got a caller on. Caller, you're live on the air.
Hello.
Oh man.
Who am I speaking with, sir? You're on HBCU Coaches Corner, hosted by Johnnie Cole.
Lionel Taylor. Johnnie Cole. What?
No, I'm saying Johnnie Cole's legendary coach that he always speaks very highly of.
Well, he should, because he gave me a hard way to go. Yeah. How can we you wanna talk right back? I can't.
Goodbye.
Hello? Hello?
You in now, Coach? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, Johnny. Good.
Okay, Rocky.
Yeah, I hear you just fine, Coach. I hear
Okay,
you.
go ahead, Coach. You in now?
Yeah, not coach.
Okay. Okay.
You got me and of course Donald and Rudy Johnson on the phone, and Leonard Moon and Harold and the two hosts. Lionel Taylor.
Man, I can't handle.
It's a Hall of Fame.
I can't handle all that information. I can't handle once with all those guys. I just be on the program.
Go ahead, Mr. Hey, Don. What do you think about having your old coach on the call with you?
Hey man, it's unbelievable, man. When Coach Taylor came in, it was like in the summertime. He was working out with Daryl Colbert and stuff like that, and I just happened to show up to one of the workouts, and I'm working out, and he had some nice drills, man, and we had to run over the dummies and catch the ball. So I'm running. It was like 3 dummies, so I had to run over, boom, 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 and I caught the ball, and I caught it with one hand, right? And then he pulled me to the side. He was like, "Hey, what is your name?" I'm like, "I'm Donald Narcisse." He said, "You know what? They never said nothing about you." He said, "What side do you play on?" I said, "Well, I play behind Daryl." He said, No. You're not gonna play behind Daryl no more. You're gonna go on the other side." And that's how I got my start. And that's why I try to tell these kids, you never know, just doing the smallest thing. I did that little small thing with him, and next thing you know, I'm starting just because I did that one drill. Just that one drill. And man, it's unbelievable, man. The things that coach, coach is something else, man. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be where I'm at today, man. He didn't let me catch with no gloves. I had to catch with my hands. And that was the best part of it, because with those gloves, you always want to just try to look all pretty and stuff like that. He didn't want none of that. Now catch the ball, catch it with your hands so you can feel it. And look at me now, man. I'm like, yeah. But if I wouldn't have went to that little one workout, I would have never been where I'm at today.
Coach,
Just
you
like
still there?
I hear him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, give me an opportunity too. Let me tell my story. I remember you had gave me the keys to open the gate, so we could get in. But the key you gave me was the wrong key, and I ran back up there, and you said, "Son, your thinking is like shit through a short dog." And then I ran back to my door and called my parents, and I was like, "Man, who is this cat?" I thought as myself, I'm smart. If I ain't got nothing, I'm smart. Man, Coach challenged us, man, to the 15th power, and we were ready when we hit that field, man. We were ready to the 15th power, and I can't say enough. And today, there's something about Coach. Coach coached in in 3 straight Super Bowls, right, Coach? 2 with the Steelers and 1 with the Rams. Where with the Rams, you were the defensive coordinator. You coached Lynn Swann, who's Donald's favorite wide receiver. You know, and you also is one of the people who helped Mean Joe Green not quit the Pittsburgh Steelers to move on to those 4 Super Bowls they won. You know, that was in their story. And as well as your story, people could look up your story because you always told us you had a record that would never be broke. And that's when you caught 100 passes in the AFL underneath the Denver Broncos. And the reason why they never, because they don't play the AFL no more. So go ahead, Coach Taylor.
Yeah.
Just, you know, we're honoring Donald. You know, he's a Hall of Famer. Well, a 3-time Hall of Famer. 5-time Hall of Famer. I'm sorry.
Hey, he finally learned how to count to 5. About time.
Now, Coach played back in the 60s. Now, and let me say this too, Coach, before you start. You know, Coach, you know, now they got all these celebrity coaches, these guys coming from playing the game and now going to coach it. If you would have been this year, if you would have been done, here's a pro. This is a pro came to coach us. We just didn't have social media back in them days, you know. So it ain't a new thing that's happening. It had been happening. And Coach came to coach us back in 1984 when he came to start coaching us at Texas Southern. But the only thing different was he was a coach.
Well, you know, the thing about it is, hey, it's one way to do the thing, and that's the right way. And we did what the Pittsburgh Steelers did, and we worked hard. And when we went on the field, it was all business. You know, we worked. We had one thing in mind, that we was ready to play. And I tell you what, when I first went there, when Johnnie Cole and Sean Cook told me to say, "Hey, Coach," I said, "What?" "Well, let us call our home plays." I said, "What? Are you crazy?" I said, "What you run from for a full right? What you run from trips? What you run from double stack?" They looked at me. I said, the next day it came in there, like you won't believe it. Both of them guys knew all the plays, but they still didn't call them. I still was in charge, though. Hey, I tell you what, I had the smartest group of ball players I've ever been around in my life, considering the pros too. We had a little old fullback, big time fullback there, weighed 155 pounds, Rudy Johnson. When every time we run a formation, I said, "Now look, when I send the play in, if I send it in the wrong way, you guys better build that damn formation, because that's all you're gonna get from me." And I said, and I got news for you. Man, Rudy was one time 150 pounds playing fullback, trying to block them 260 pounds coming in there. Next time he's a wing back. Next line, I can't find him. He's sitting next to me. I got that was the smartest group of guys I've ever been associated with. Donald, everybody. Our deal was you had to know every play, every position when a play was called. You had to know what every player ran. So that way we knew what we were doing. And I would tell you something. I'd go to hell and back with that group again.
Well, that's awesome, Coach Taylor. Let me ask you. I've got a few questions for you, Coach Taylor, because you were a legendary player in the 60s. So let me ask you this: what college did you go to, and where'd you grow up?
Well, I'm from West Virginia, boy. I went to West Virginia State College for 1 semester, and I transferred to New Mexico Highlands, which I called hell when I went to pro ball. Where in the hell is New Mexico Highlands located? And I was trying to explain to them. They said, "Oh, that's where the dancing girls." I said, "No, ain't no dancing girls out there. There's nothing but rabbits and jackrabbits out there." So there wasn't no girls doing no dancing. If they did, I went blind. So anyway, and I went there, and I'm going to tell you something, man. It was great. And the people of Texas Southern, I want to thank them for an opportunity for me to coach them. And I should have done a better job. But let me tell you something. I had some smart football players. Man, I make a call. I call triple right, and I mean to go full right. I look over there. Those guys built that play, and they wasn't running. They ran the play. And I never heard any griping. And the good thing about Corbett and Donald Narcisse, they make me feel real good. Remind me of Swan and Stallworth. Good friends, but they competed. How many times, how long did they hold the record for receptions in college ball?
About 25 years. Over
25 years. Yeah. And social media will eat that up now. In those days, so what? So who comes from Texas Southern? It's some damn good football players.
And it wasn't a lot of thorn back in them days either. You know, Coach, when you see
right.
Doug, did you see a CFL Hall of Famer?
Well, I saw the movie. Hey, see, let me tell you something. One of the big mistakes was being made. A lot of guys let the clock cut them. Therefore not their ability to play and get open. The clock cut them. They ran a 4.6. Well, hell, they can run a 4.6, but can they get open? Some guys can run a 4.6, but they got 5'2" hands. Don Narcisse and Corbett, they can run a 5'1", and they had a 5'4" hands. And let me tell you something. When you threw the ball, I didn't worry about them dropping the ball and nothing like that. And hey, let me tell you something. Men, they were two good football players. And Don Narcisse, I kid him, he never bought me a hamburger in his whole life. So the NCAA can't get down on him. Yeah. Hey, one other guy in pro football is cheap as Don Narcisse. Frank Lewis.
One thing, Coach, you were in the Ring of Fame for the Denver Broncos, and you actually changed the game. You changed the game from running all the time to then throwing all the time. What was the name of the guy who what was his name? Gill, who invented throwing the football a lot. I think he was either your head coach or your coordinator when you played.
Oh, Max Speedy.
Yeah.
Played for the Cleveland Browns. Great coach. Man, he threw bushes in your face, and that's the guys. Kicked dirt in their face, be running down for the ball. I drop kicked the ball to him and everything. Hey, anybody can catch anything coming straight to him, but not things that's floating through the air, going through the air, and going around. And their job is catch the football. And when they asked me, they said, well, Coach, how you want him to catch the ball? I said, I don't care if he catch him with his teeth as long as he catch him.
Coach, let me ask you this. How was, coming from New Mexico, Highlands, how were the Denver Broncos able to find you?
Well, I played semi-pro ball for Bakersfield Spoilers 1 year after I didn't make it. And Dean Griffin was the general manager of the Tucson Rattlers, and he got the general manager job. He remembered me because I went up a few times and grabbed a couple of them at the goalpost where we throw the ball at the top of the goalpost. And that's the drill we ran. Lynn Swan and all the guys I had there, Frank Lewis and all those guys, they go up and catch the ball at the top of the goalpost. They go up there and get it. That's the drill we ran. And look here, you don't do nothing on a football field in practice that you don't do in the games. You go out there doing stuff that you do in practice and don't do in the game, man, you're wasting time.
So you were actually scouted out of semi-pro football into the AFL.
Yeah.
Oh man. Hey
man, I made some big money when I went in. See, I tell you, I got my first paycheck. Man, I stopped at the 7-Eleven, got 2 bags of groceries. The man said, hey, that's $10 more, boy. What? That's my whole paycheck, man, for a whole 2 weeks.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. Now, as a coach, did you find opportunities rare as a black coach back then? what was your, you came from the pros to TSU, but you certainly, after coaching for the Steelers and coaching in the Super Bowl, you were primed to be a head coach. At least you would be nowadays. What was the thinking back then? What your opportunities were in the late 70s, early 80s?
A lot of coaches was worried about their movement. See, let me tell you something. When I was there at the Steelers, they was going around asking black coaches, said, "When's there going to be a black coach in the NFL?" And guys said 5 years, 4 years. And they asked me, I said 20. And they said, "Oh, what you mean 20 years?" I said, "Hey, let me tell you something. Be realistic. You don't even have a coordinator yet." So that's the next step. I said, and everybody's always complaining about, well, who's going to be there? And they're asking a head coach. You asked the wrong man. Ask the man that owned the team. Because he want a black coach. But no, you don't get that. They pass it around to you. And that's a 10-year stretch that pass around. You'd be surprised. It's slower than the stagecoaches for they run out here in New Mexico.
Yeah, because you coached in an era where they gave guys chances that were former college coaches. They gave guys chances who, I want to say Jerry Glanville was something else before he was a coach. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guys, let me tell you this. I went down to the Senior Bowl, and I was down there, and they had the coaches convention. There was a guy by the name, played for Elijah Pitts, a good running back from Green Bay.
Yeah.
And there's Eli sitting on the couch, and there's not one damn coach saying hello to him or goodbye to him. And I didn't know him, so I know of his record. I walked over and we started talking, and he said, "Man, I'm looking for a job." And I said, "Man, look here, Chuck Knox, man, he's a pretty good man." I said, he got 2 jobs open, running back coach and special team. And so he went and talked to him, and I'd be damned if we didn't get a job together years down the line. But nobody was talking to him. He was just sitting there like he was a custodian.
Yeah, I think Elijah Pitts is a legendary position coach. I want to say he coached for the Green Bay and the Eagles and a couple other. If it's the guy, yeah.
And the Rams, we coached together. He coached together with the Rams, me and him. And he was a hell of a running back too. Let me tell you that.
Well, Coach, man, we gonna get back to saluting old Donald. I appreciate your time. I know it's close to your bedtime. I'm out here with you myself, out on the West Coast.
Hey, tell me something, Johnnie Cole.
Yes, sir.
You hear me? Where's the check, man? You know I want that check. Man, people been promising me that check, man. I ain't got that check in 30 years, man.
You remember when you told me during basketball season, you always carried all that money in your sock, and you said, "If you can tell me how much money in this sock, I'm gonna give you 100." And you just didn't know. I had counted it before you came in the locker room.
What I mean, I was the smartest bunch of guys I ever been associated with in my life.
So when he comes down,
I love all of you.
We sit in the locker room, and he says, "Well, how much you think I carry in my pocket?" I said, "Shit, 4,000." Bro, we counted that up, man. It was 4,000 on the ticket. I already have beat you to it,
Coach. Hey, I love all you guys. Thanks for the opportunity. Donald, thanks for making my life what it is, and you and your running mate there, Corbett, and all you guys. Man, it's just great. Detroit, and I call all you guys names, Little and what is it called? Little Dog. I'm not done Little Dog talking. I can hear him to today. I love you guys, and thanks TSU.
Yeah, Rudy.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, Rudy, yeah. No, Lou, man, okay.
All right, Coach. Thank you for calling in. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Y'all done got everybody but the trainer on.
I hate him. and I'm serious, but and of course, it's a story behind it. Here I am. I'm 5'9", 145, 50-pound quarterback. My man want to give me, Campbell, some extra large football pants. Can you imagine how they looked on me? So my brother played at the University of Nebraska, and I Am Hip was kind of the same size as I was. So they would send me all white stuff. And I had better equipment than everybody on the team, better shoes, everything. So I was getting my equipment from the University of Nebraska after a while. So he kept on like, man, where's he getting all this stuff from? But he didn't know I had a brother up at the University of Nebraska. So I had better equipment than all the other players until I had to go tell the head coach that he's being unfair and giving me stuff that I can't even wear. So that's why he ain't on here.
Hey, at the end of the day, hey, Coach Cole, you was 4th string, Coach. I mean, you lucky you got a uniform, Coach.
Yeah. Hey, look, I ain't arguing that point, Coach. And we used to wear some. What about them buddies, Narcisse?
The buddy, yeah.
Yeah, we used to wear buddies. Yeah.
Hey, Don, let me ask you a question, because I'm interested. I know Port Arthur has the Golden Triangle has a long, rich tradition of football players, from Joe Washington to Greg Pruitt and all these guys that play. Who are some of the guys that played with you and kind of you followed after in Port Arthur? Players that you kind of were from your area that you kind of either played with or followed behind?
Lil Joe Washington, Tim McCarr. He played for San Francisco. He's a defensive end. He was one of the guys that came from Port Arthur, Texas. But who else we had? Ronnie Leopold. They had a guy named last name Leopold. He played for the 49ers. So he was one of the guys too. So who else we had? That was about it.
Well, when there's some guys at some of the big, didn't Todd Dodge come from Port Arthur?
Yeah, he went to Thomas Jefferson.
TJ, yeah.
TJ, yeah, TJ.
Yeah, I think Bruce played with Todd Dodge.
Yeah, we didn't really deal with them. It was like, yeah, you know who they are. Yeah, Todd Dodge. He was real good, man.
Yeah.
He was good. Yeah, he was real good.
Well, yeah, well, that's awesome, man. Like I say, Coach Cole has told us so much about you as you have, matriculated through the CFL and had a Hall of Fame career. After football, what was that like for you? And up to this point, what have you been involved in, keeping your life busy and full?
Well, I do a lot of. I had moved back to Canada from 2010 to 2017. I had like football camps and stuff like that in Canada. I had raised over $900,000 in 7 years for my charity and stuff like that. I love giving back to the kids and stuff, man. It's just, it's unbelievable. Right now, I'm a mortgage guy. I do mortgages, and then I have my own van where I have my I own my own van and stuff like that. Where we make deliveries to like CVS's and Walgreens and stuff like that. So, yeah, man, just been trying to keep it going and stuff like that. That's about it.
Are you back in the Houston area? What part of the?
Yeah, I'm in this place called Manville. I'm in Manville, Texas. It's right outside.
Oh, okay.
By Pearland. Yeah, I'm right by Pearland.
Don't also, he don't want to say it sometimes, but he does go back to Texas Southern and help out when he get time to get back.
What I do, now that Harold is there, man, Harold blessed me. I wouldn't be where I'm at today So I make sure that I do everything I can for him. If he need to get water, man, I bring them like cases of water. You
Does
know, he
Harold have a role with the team now?
yeah, he's one of the coaches.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I didn't
I have
realize that.
coaches. Yeah, he's one of the coaches and stuff. So whenever he need me to do stuff, man, I'm there. Because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So
Well,
that's what
Coach,
friendship is all about.
Coach, you played in Canada. You went free agent to St. Louis Cardinals. You know, I get, of course, that's then. What do you think about the Shedeur Sanders draft? No first round, fifth round, Cleveland Browns. What is your take on that? I mean, you've played on that level, and you are an example of it. Don't matter what round you in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's that always when I tell people about playing NFL, man, if you can just get a helmet. I never got a helmet to put on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
What's your
you know,
thought on that?
it's so many things that's going on. You know, you got that social media, everybody got their own opinion and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the kid got drafted. Now it's time for him to put that work in, and we're gonna see what he do. You know, that's basically it. Um, yeah, and he's a good kid too. So that's the good part about it. He's a real good kid, but he's gonna do well and stuff like that. So I don't see nothing.
Did you think he kind of somewhere down the line got caught up in more of his father's style than his own style that turned some people off, or you know, and it also patted people on the back as well. And I've met him before, and he was a yes sir, no sir guy to me as well. Did you feel that kind of played a role, maybe?
I don't see it. I look at, you know, when they talking about football, what did he do on the football field? Not all this other little stuff. What did he do on the football field? And I think he should have been the number one or number two pick.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
He has those skills.
Yes.
Now one thing I'll say, and then I'll turn it over to Campbell. One thing I'll say about this. The most refreshing part of this story, in my opinion, is what Mr. Narcisse just said. He's been drafted now. He's on a team. He's on a roster. He gets a chance now to put in the work and earn his stripes. But I think the coolest thing about this story is that he doesn't come from a family that needs the money. So it's not like he lost money or lost wealth. I'm sure the Sanders fortune could have used the extra $40 million over the next 4 years. But at the end of the day, he's been part of a wealthy family his entire life. His drive and determination is not about money and becoming wealthy. It's about making a name for himself. So everything that he has in front of him, everything that he can achieve is still in front of him, even though he was drafted in the 5th round. And so I don't think he didn't lose anything, in my opinion, but money in this whole fiasco. He didn't get denied an opportunity. He wasn't rejected by the NFL. He's going to get a chance, in my opinion, to show his talent and ability, and hopefully he at some point becomes the Cleveland Browns starting quarterback. And I'll let Mr. Campbell respond, give his opinion on it.
Well, I'm going to do something that's more important to me. Mr. Narcisse, we have a lot of players now, as you know, that are transferring, moving around. But one of the things that we have a lot of players that stick with our schools, now they're becoming undrafted free agents. What would you tell those players, based off of what you did, how they can get to the NFL or to the pro? Kind of tell something, because what we've heard here now is, now you can't get to the NFL now because you're playing at an HBCU, because you're not getting drafted. You need to go to a Power 5. But I think your story is a SWAC HBCU story. It's not about how you start, it's how you finish. And I think what we have is a lot of kids, I'll just be honest with you, I talk to a lot of kids. A lot of kids are getting bad advice as far as transferring, for us what they need to do. And like I say again, on the Shadur thing, there were some things that even about the interview and things like that was brought up. Now I don't know if it's true or not. I've heard a lot of things, but I want to talk specifically about what you did about, like you said, you talked to I'm assuming the general manager or the coach of the Canadian team, and what you wanted to let them know that you wanted to play for them. Same thing when you were with what thing did you portray to these coaches to let them know that you wanted to be a player?
Well, the one thing is this is what I do for the kids that's in college. Like at TSU, the first thing I do, I send them the drills that Canada is having a football camp. You need to make sure that you go to it because you might have 5 teams that's coming down, but your dream is the NFL. But you need to have some options because when one goes, you got the next one. When that one don't go, you got the next one. But if you just have one option, if you're looking for the NFL is not drafting SWAC players at all. So somewhere down the line, you got to come to yourself. And I had a few guys that I'm gonna be honest with you. I had one guy that was at TSU. I sent him the information for the camp. He told me that his numbers was good. He shouldn't go. His agent told him not to go to the Saskatchewan camp because his number was good for the NFL. That kid never got a phone call from the NFL. I was like, man, you mean to tell me he messed up But these kids don't understand is that you got to have a whole bunch of options. So when one go away, you got the next one. When this one go away, you got the next one. Like when I did it, I had 2 options. I had 3 options. I had the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Then I had Saskatchewan Roughriders. Then I had St. Louis Cardinals. So one go away, I got the next one. One else go away, I got the next one. So you got to have those options and stuff like that, man. But if you're in the SWAT, HBCU, man, you got to get out there and go to all these football camps. You can't sit there and just wait.
Now, when you were talking to the coaches, what would you tell these young players? Because again, a lot of this is about communication. What was you would say that maybe Coach Taylor, put into you, your mother, as far as you communicating with your coaches to let them know that, hey, I'm the type of player that should be on your team?
Man, these days it's really kind of hard to talk to these kids, man.
Well, no. What advice would you give? Even if it's hard to talk, what advice would you give them? That's what I'm kind of getting at.
Okay, advice I would give them.
Yeah,
you gotta do the small things. You gotta be on time. You gotta put that work in. For me, it was more of working hard, man. I ran scout team. I ran scout team for 13 years straight when I didn't have to do scout team. You got to do the little small things that nobody want to do. What's gonna make you different from that guy right there? I'm gonna work all day, man. I'm gonna be on time. I'm gonna do extra. I'm gonna do all that. A lot of these kids not doing that, but it's hard, man. It's hard when you coming from the SWAC and you trying to get into the NFL. It's very hard for them.
Yeah. Should you be prepared for the questions they ask you? For you could be saying, the right things. I don't know how. If I think sometimes these kids have pipe dreams because only 1% of the college football players actually make it to the league, and that's why. Even though I still feel that Shedeur Sanders was first round material, but for me, shit, just get drafted. Good as well. So when these owners or general managers don't talk with you, do you kind of prepare yourself before you go in there, or a lot of it has just come out naturally?
You always got to prepare yourself. Because you want to come off the right way. I don't know what Shedeur did, but the way they was just blowing it up, man, like he did this and he said this and he said that. And then you look at what other guys said, other quarterbacks said stuff, and
You were the only participant in the conference.
yeah, it's something, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's different these days, Cole. You know, like this social media stuff, man, is just everybody has an opinion, and you don't know which one to believe. Because when you start believing on this, and then you see something else, you be like, man, I believe that one. I believe that one, man. It's just so much stuff, man.
You know, you're writing a book, or the book is about to come out, Mr. Narcisse. What are some of the reasons why you wrote the book, and what are some principal foundational aspects of the book?
Basically, you know, the book is more like, you know, those $40, man. My mom used to send me $20 every month, and I just want to show these kids that, you know, those $40 that my mama gave me, I'm a 5-time Hall of Famer. And if she wouldn't have gave me that money to go to that football camp, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And the one thing that happened, man, I was about to become the all-time, you know, I was the all-time lead receiver. In 2010, I'm about to get inducted to the Canadian Football Hall of Fame. And, you know, man, my mom had called me and stuff, and she was so happy. And, man, right before it was time for us to fly out, my mom passed away. And, man, that was the hardest thing for me, man. For my mama not to see me get inducted to the Hall of Fame. So my whole family, we flew down for the Hall of Fame, and then we came back and had a funeral. But, man, without my mom, man, for giving me that money and for Harold taking me to that football camp, I wouldn't be where I am at today. And it's unbelievable, man. It's a story that you can't just make this stuff up, man.
With Donald, being your friend for over 40 years, man, and I know how important your mom is, because I rode that same bus with you through those days and those times, and what Harold done for you, and all the balls you've caught from me, and all the friendship of Moon, and man, it's you, man. It's you, you know, and you know, one thing about you, you always made sure that all of us was a part of your success. But at the end of the day, Don, man, it was the drive in you, man. Whatever, you know, and I know a lot of people around you help you with that drive, but it's the drive in you, Coach. And, you know, when I have players that meet crisis, you know, the good Lord don't do anything wrong. You know, you is one of his angels, and he knew that you can handle that, because some other people can't handle it. So your success, man, is off of you, and I can't say enough of sharing that, you know, and being a part of it, you know. Then tonight, you know, bring you on and showcase it, you know, our university, you know, Texas Southern University, Saskatchewan Rough Riders, St. Louis Cardinals, and these two gentlemen on the picture. So man, I'm just glad you was able to have some time, you know, to be able to share your story with us, you know, because it is a Cinderella story, you know, and you are, might not be the princess, but you are the king, and you put the time in. You deserve everything you get, man. You know, so I want to make sure I gave you flowers, you know, while you're above the ground. You know what I'm saying? And many, many more. Many, many more. You know. Y'all got anything else, guys?
No, I want to know what he thinks about how many wins TSU's going to have this year.
Donald, you got to understand this guy over here. You know, he's a non-HBCU guy.
Right.
He's a business guy, and he's always on the business.
No, that ain't been. He hella messy. That's what it is, Don. He's hella messy.
He messy.
And he can't end the show without being messy.
I don't know how.
No, I'm not gonna
asking
don't let
man-
go. I'm not gonna let that slide at all.
I don't know how being messy is asking a man who loves his alma mater, supports the football program. I want to know how many wins does he think the 2025 TSU Tigers are gonna have this upcoming season?
I think they can get to 6.
Okay, okay, that's reasonable. That's
Mhm.
reasonable. Well, let me ask you this: you think they'll get to 6? Are you happy with that?
It wouldn't matter if I'm happy about it. What they did, I would be happy with that. Yeah, I'll be happy.
I want to say they got 5 wins last year. Is that correct, Steve? If I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Are you counting? Are you counting the wins from Lincoln, California, and I should have just said SWAC wins, but you know what I'm
listen, man, you can only play the teams in front of you. On your schedule.
Well, you know what? This is an interesting question. Let me ask a question another way. When you were playing, you and Coach playing, who did you want to beat the most, and what was your most gratifying win as a player playing in the SWAC?
It was almost just playing well and putting up the numbers we put up. We didn't beat Grambling. We didn't beat Jackson State.
No.
We beat Alabama State.
How about Southern?
Well, and Valley and Southern. I mean, Leonard Moon. He was on earlier shit. He got so many penalties that game. You called a touchdown and he had covered you up.
Right.
He called one across the middle, man, and he had jumped offside. Then he missed one like on the 3.
Yeah.
I think we lost to them, what, 14, 13, something like that?
Let's expand the conversation. You want to give me the winner, Mr. Narcisse. I'm gonna just call the game. You give me the winner. Prairie View, Texas Southern.
Murder.
Yeah, TSU, man.
All right, TSU. We got one. TSU, Jackson State.
TSU. Yeah.
TSU Southern.
Southern.
TSU Mississippi Valley.
Mississippi Valley pretty good. That's what. They don't have Fred McNair no more.
They never did.
Mississippi Valley. They ain't beat nobody since Moby Dick was a tadpole.
Yeah.
Let me get you, Coach Terrell.
Yeah, we should.
All right. So we got TSU UAPB.
TSU, man.
Do you know Jackson State won the SWAC last year, Narcisse?
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Hey, the good thing is the good thing they don't play them this year no way. So you good. You good on that one. So I'm looking and Virginia Lynchburg, TSU. Who you got on that one?
TSU, man. That's a high school.
Here's a good one. Coach Cole's good friend, Mickey Joseph, Grambling, TSU.
You know what? They played pretty good against Grambling. I went to that game. Yeah. I would say TSU, man.
And this is becoming a rivalry. TSU and Southern.
Yeah. That's a good game, man. Yeah. Southern pretty good too. TSU almost beat them at the end. Yeah. Southern came back. That's a toss-up.
All right. What about TSU and Alcorn?
TSU.
TSU, Bama State.
Bama State. Is Bama State
They don't have the second and third best team in the last 4 or 5 years behind Florida A&M and Jackson State.
Right.
Then it's Alabama State.
Mm.
They actually do. If you really want to say it, they're due.
Yeah. And then they got the quarterback, Narcisse, that used to be at TSU. Buddy!
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
They got Andrew Body. Yes.
With a new shoulder.
No.
Yeah. He got a brand new shoulder.
He'll be ready to play.
Yeah. Yeah. Do they play each other, Coach?
Yeah.
Woo! Where
That's
at?
your team now.
They play on November 1st, my mama's birthday.
Where at? In Houston or?
No, they in Bama State.
Oh,
No, November 8th. November 8th. I'm sorry. We may be able to make that one, Coach.
And they in Montgomery.
They in the Gump.
Oh man, that's gonna be nice. That's gonna be nice.
And then to close the season out, they got Alabama A&M and TSU.
Alabama A&M pretty good, man.
Well, they're always solid. They are always a solid team.
Mm-hmm.
They've been a solid team. They're gonna go 500 or 750 every year.
So you got them winning 6 games, right? And I think you got them beating Grambling, Mississippi Valley, Arkansas Pine Bluff, Virginia Lynchburg. They either got to beat Alabama State or Alabama A&M to get to 6.
Alabama.
Because they're not beating Lamar and they're not beating Cal.
Hey, you know, they play Lamar University?
Yeah.
Man, last year, Lamar cheated, man. Yeah. They cheated. I was at that game. They cheated at the last minute, man. They cheated.
Well, y'all got them at home this time. Y'all can get them back. Do you think you'll get them back?
Yeah, I think so. Lamar is not that good.
So you got Lamar, UAPB, Mississippi Valley, Virginia Lynchburg, Alcorn, and y'all gonna beat Southern. Oh no, you said Southern was a toss-up. So you still got to pick Alabama State or Alabama A&M. You got to give me. One of them got to be a win, Coach.
Alabama State.
All right, you got Alabama State. They gonna go to Montgomery and upset Andrew Body.
Yep.
Now I'm looking at their schedule, Campbell. I don't know if you've looked at their schedule, Campbell. Just like looking at this, Campbell. I only see about 2 wins
for Texas Southern.
Yeah. What do you see?
Hold on, you see 2 wins.
Oh yeah.
Well, they get their quarterback back unless he get hurt again.
Yeah. Well, they say they got another quarterback they bringing in.
How many you see, Campbell?
I mean, listen. I got to pull up and look at this again. Let me see. Because I know they play UAPB. That's 1 automatic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I know you're not gonna pick Buck over them.
And they got Valley.
No,
but he's not gonna pick Buck over.
Well, here's the thing. Listen. Hold on. Wait a minute now. Hey, let's same thing with Coach Disman. He got to get his players in there. He's just building. And like I say, depending on what goes on, because the APR just came out, he's got to deal with that. Because they're getting reductions. So, I mean, they play Valley, they're playing Pine Bluff. That's 2. Lynchburg is 3, at least right there.
I'm surprised that you saying they gonna beat Valley, but okay.
Well, no. Look, listen. I'm gonna answer that. Like, I think FAMU's gonna go undefeated, but I'm realistic. Like I told y'all, last year, I thought Jack State was gonna win the conference. I said that. Now, with my heart and my mind is 2 different things. So that's the thing about it. So no, do I want Valley to beat us? Absolutely. I want Valley to beat everybody but us. You know what I'm saying?
I'm looking at after Pine Bluff. I don't see another. Well, they got homecoming, but other than that, I don't see many wins. I just don't. I can't see them beating.
So they got Jackson State up top.
No. They don't have Jackson. That was a miss. I misspoke
So
on that.
They don't play them this year.
No, but they have Alabama State.
Okay.
They got Alabama State, Sam Shade. They start off with Prairie View. You know that.
Yeah.
Cal and Lamar.
Now let me say this though. Now what Coach Disman was saying is we beat Prairie View last year.
Okay.
We beat Grambling last year and we're building. Prairie View's coming in with a new squad. So what he'll say is we can build off of that win. Why are we not favored when we beat them last year and we got continuity? Coach knows how important continuity is. So listen, for those Texas Southern, listen, do not let this guy ruin this night. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's not what I'm doing. I want to know. So my point was to let Don celebrate his alma mater, show his faith that he not only has in his alma mater, but also his friend, Mr. Harold Smith. And so let him say, hey, because again, I want to know what is expected of TSU. TSU is one of those schools that is hard to get the pulse of the fan base. It's really hard because, they don't have an active fan base. Let me just say that. So you don't know what the expectations are. I thought they should be ecstatic by what Dishman did his first year. I thought they should have been over the moon by beating Prairie View, beating Grambling. You know what I mean? I thought all those things, they should have been over the moon. But it seems like from the people that I know that are TSU alumnus, they weren't as happy as I thought they should have been. They should have been.
Well, I think one of the things, the 2 wins between Lynchburg and what's the other team they played? The team
Lincoln.
I mean, now you're down to just 3 wins, right? And your 3 wins were Prairie View, which what did they win? 4 games. Pine Bluff, what did they win? 2 or 3 games. And one more other team. So
and Bethune-Cookman, y'all beat Bethune-Cookman.
Oh yeah, Bethune-Cookman.
But when you really think about it, I'll even say this: they should have beat Lamar. They should have beat Southern.
I was at that game.
Now the game that really kind of got away from them was the Alcorn game. Like that game got away from them, and when we really thought that game was really going to be competitive, we thought that game was going to be competitive, and it got away from them.
Right. It's like the kids laid down at the end.
Well, yeah. Well, again, I think it was just that game because they came. If they get that game, well, again, they took a thumping at FAMU, and I think that kind of took a lot of the wind out of their sails, and they come back and lay another dud against Alcorn, which Alcorn wasn't seen as good a team as FAMU, but the results were the same, and so that's what I think was the letdown.
I got you.
You know, but again, if Don sees 6, I think 6 is a good number for. I don't see 6. That's all I'm saying.
I don't see anything wrong with it because when I was there, I went 4-7 my first year, 6-5 my second year, and of course my third year was the championship year. And in 2 years, I only lost to 2 teams. I was Grambling and Southern. So this year is a big year of seeing where he's at, and of course they hadn't had a winning season now in 15 years since I left. So maybe Chris is moving the program in the right direction.
Well, I know I'm pretty sure me and Coach Cole is going to be in Houston on April the 30th. I'm not sure where Mr. Campbell's going to be because I think
August.
August, yes. August the 30th. because I believe Mr. Campbell maybe going down to the OBC. But if he's not at the OBC, I think TSU's season, what their season will be determined on August the 30th. That's what I honestly believe.
I can't argue that. I can't argue that.
But the pressure gonna be on Dishman now.
Yeah.
It's gonna be on Dishman. So he off his honeymoon. And if he started off 0-1, whoa.
But in my opinion, the only thing he has to do is stay competitive. I don't think he has to win it, but I think he should. I think he should be competitive in that game, going against us.
You agree with this? You agree with this, Rocky? That's and Donald. That's the thing about Houston, man. Houston is a hot and cold city. If you hot, everybody there. Like the Rockets, I'll be looking at the Rockets now. You got people hanging from the rafters. You know what I mean? When I was there, wasn't nobody winning. U of H wasn't winning. The Rockets wasn't winning. No, and man, we had everybody come to our games. That's the city, Houston. They hot and cold like that. If you winning, shoot, man, they got everybody trying to get over there. If you're not, you ain't gonna have nobody in them stands. And that's why it's important that he keep that momentum going.
Wow.
Yeah,
you're right. And I just think the SWAC with the introduction of Sam Shade, Terrell Buckley, and Tremaine Jackson, I think the SWAC is a much more difficult conference, especially on the West, than it used to be, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can attest to that.
Because I think Coach Jackson adds a level of competition and competency to the West that has been lacking for the past 3 seasons. I'll say that.
Oh yeah, I think so too. I mean, here's a coach that finished #1 in the nation in Division II football and actually played in the national championship game. That's big. Then Sam Shade, a University of Alabama graduate, a professional football player. He won the state in high school. He won the SIAC at Miles, and now he's at Alabama A&M. It also brings pedigree, that these two gentlemen are winners, So, and that's what we want to see. We want to see this type of talent to come to the conference.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, Don, man, we're gonna let you go, man. I know.
Man. Hey, man.
I know you passed your bedtime.
I'm about to go to sleep, but hey, man, I want to thank y'all, man. Y'all made, man, you just don't know, man. Y'all made my doggone day, man, and more. I really appreciate it, man. I from the bottom of my heart, I'm telling you, man. This that made my day, dude.
Yeah. Well.
And I'm really anxious to tell my good friend and the best man in my wedding, Wayne, that he remembered you from back in y'all days in Saskatchewan.
Wayne knows. I got him sent home when he got on Air Canada. Yeah, he had to fly out. Hey, yeah, Wayne was a good dude, man. Yeah. Good.
Yeah, I used to, remember the time we went to Dallas, Donald, and tried out? What team was that? Winnipeg or somebody?
Yeah, I think so.
Coach, I got out there and threw the ball, Campbell. I made it through the first cut in the second cut. Actually finished the camp.
Was his passes like catching a beach ball?
Hey, man, Cole was throwing that rock, man. Yes. Yeah.
See, I was an anticipator. I didn't get sacked a lot, even though my line was butter. I could lay it in there. Jonathan won one of the sweetest post-ins, Coach, and I would let that thing go, and he still be coming out his cut, Coach.
Hey, Don. One thing I noticed on watching your highlights is I just say this: you were a 4.65 guy. You say. But with that ball in your hand, or when you were going to get the ball,
I was different. Yeah.
It was different.
Yeah.
It was different.
I ain't never seen him get ran down.
Yeah. Yeah, it's different. You know, just like, you know, Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice wasn't fast. Yeah. Yeah.
They say Jerry was 4'7". I don't know.
He wasn't that fast, man. But shit, he got that ball speed.
Yeah. Yeah. See, one thing about Donald, it didn't matter. He could jump down a hill. He was gonna run a 4.6. They could chase him with a gun. He was gonna run 4.6. They could shoot him out of a rocket. He was gonna come across there in 4.6.
Well, that's the interesting thing they used to say about Jerry Rice. He ran 4.7 uphill. He ran 4.7 if it was flat. He just was gonna run 4, and he was gonna be 4.7 on the first route of the game, and he was gonna be 4.7 on the last route. And so that's
it, right? Yeah,
that's Donald Narcisse. That's Donald Narcisse.
Well, he's the Jerry Rice. Is it fair to say that you're the Jerry Rice of Canadian football, Donald?
That's me, dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Jerry got 208 catches in a row, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know why I remember that number, but I think Jerry got 208 and you have 216. That's remarkable.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's hard to do too, man. You can ask a whole bunch of receivers. Hey, man, have you had a catch in every game that you played? At least one? No. Sometimes they have a bad game. It's zero.
Did they ever done New York record and was trying to help you, throw you a bubble screen or something?
No. Okay. The bad part about it is that if you haven't had a catch and it's like the third quarter, the defensive backs start thinking about it like, oh, he haven't had a catch yet. Or we're gonna try to stop him.
Right.
You know. So I never.
So going in the game, that was on the scouting report that you could catch at least one pass a game.
No, it wasn't even on there. Nah.
Oh, okay.
They didn't try to make sure that I'm gonna get a catch and stuff like that. Nah, we didn't ever do that.
Well,
I already knew I was.
On the highlights, you were catching them down the field, across the field, underneath. That wasn't. It wasn't like when I watched the highlights. It wasn't just one kind of route you were catching. You was catching them all.
Oh yeah, I catch all of them. Yeah, I came from TSU too. Oh man.
But that's what Coach Taylor was trying to say about these guys. They just go by times and not going by the whole skill of a wide receiver. You know, and when you look back at all of them, you know, how many of them really had a whole bunch of speed? You know what I mean? They grade dunked my man's brother in the Hall of Fame, and he wasn't just a burner. You know, the guy that's selling roll and all that kind of stuff. Dang, what's his name? Y'all know what I'm talking about. He got his own podcast. Shannon Sharp. Yeah. His brother wasn't a speedster, but shit, he caught a whole bunch of balls. So, well, hey man, it's been good, Don.
Man, I appreciate you.
I'll catch you down the road, man.
Hey, y'all take care, man. If y'all ever in town, man, y'all let me know. So I want to show up and meet y'all.
Absolutely. Hey, we definitely gonna be there.
Yeah. All right, then, man. Y'all take it easy, man.
All right, thank you again, Mr. Narcisse. Appreciate you.
All right.
Hey, man. Coach Cole, that's another one, man.
Very humble guy, man. Very humble guy. You know what I'm saying? And he just is the nicest person as he is. But when he get on that football field, put that helmet on, he can do it, man. He can do it. Great blocker, downfield, great teammate. You know, I can't say enough good things about him.
Hey, and Mr. Campbell, I think he didn't put every TSU person he could think of on this show. So he can no longer say anything about you bringing your FAMU people on here.
Listen, man, the old person in this show was Michael Strahan.
Campbell, you something else, man. Hey, believe me, if he would have been playing back in them days, he'd have been on here tonight. They know, Campbell, when I call, man, you got to come on.
Oh my goodness. Hey, but we still need the AD and the head coach, the basketball coach on when you get a chance, Campbell.
Oh
So
no,
just,
we know that they're working on it. Like I said, we're definitely going to have AD Suggs and Coach Ward on. We're just trying to get the times aligned. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And stuff like that, because he was traveling. And of course, they're in the dark period, so we should be able to get him on. You know, because now recruiting shut down for I think a couple of weeks till they got to start back up.
Yeah, I talked with Stanley Collins too, the new head coach. We need to get him.
Who is that? The new head coach where?
At Lane College.
Okay. And guys out there, I'd also like to get some head coaches on from some of those other sports, man. Some of those girls basketball. We've had Dawn Thornton. We've had coaches in other sports, but I'd love to get coaches from other sports. Not just Coach Ward. I'd love to get the guy from Alabama State who just won the SWAC and won a game in the tournament. If anybody can help us get those guys on, I would certainly want to get those.
Listen, go just hit that AD that owed me a bottle of liquor down at Alabama State.
I done hit him and the assistant AD. So
I told you so. Oh well, then I just need to make the call. We should be able to make that happen.
Eddie can get him on.
Yeah, we should be able to make that happen. And I know a couple of track coaches too that's on my list that I got to get to. All right.
And Prairie View just hired a new girls coach that was an assistant coach at U of H, and she's the head coach at Prairie View now. So I'll do what I can to see if I can talk to AD Golf and potentially get her on the show as well.
Yeah.
To get them some exposure. So I know it's a little slow this time of year, but this is a great time for us to get those other coaches in and let them talk to our audience.
Sounds good.
It's on you, Coach Cole.
It's on me, man. I tell you, man, what's happening in the world today, you just got to keep keep everything within arm's reach, and don't create any new bills. I think this is just a time, man, as God would say, just be still. I think it's a time to be still and don't create no new bills and all that things until we try to see how all this thing works out. You always got to support the leadership. But as I always say, if times get real hard and you feel yourself at the end of the rope, tie a knot and hold on tight, because ain't nobody bad like you.